The marketing men have granted this Aviva Premiership semi-final afternoon Super Saturday status, but it may just turn out to be better than that. The four best teams in the land, with mountains of juicy grudge match history between the pairings, and just two left standing at the end of the day. But which two? From Northampton, Saracens, Bath and Leicester.
Just about puts the cherry on top of the cake.
Saints on course for a home semi-final. This is a Leicester side heading towards the playoffs. They're into the end of season jamboree for the first time in a long time.
Well, there's no doubt those four teams have earned the right to be here on this penultimate day of the Aviva Premiership season, where the semi-finals are stacked up back-to-back. David Flatman has completed his pre-match warm-up, which strangely involved a kettlebell and a cream cheese bagel. He's ready to go. And David, the history books would have us believe that the two home sides, Northampton and Bath, will progress to Twickenham next weekend. What evidence have you found to suggest that these fixtures may buck that historical trend?
Well, you look at the stats in the last 21 Premiership semi-finals that have been played, only 4 times has the away team got the result. But this weekend, this round just feels different to me. I think Northampton have got a massive job on their hands holding Sarries. Lost 2 big finals a year ago. You know, they'll be burning to win trophies. They won't care about revenge against Saints. They'd just be burning to win trophies, and Saints are going to have to be absolutely on top form if they're going to hold Sarries. And down here at the Rec, beautiful day, firm track, people are backing Bath. I think they're rightly favourites, but anyone who writes off Tigers, they keep saying people have written them off. I'm not sure anyone ever did. We certainly didn't. They're a dangerous beast.
And how small are the margins, do you think, between these top 4 sides?
Just tiny, just tiny. It's about 1 goal kicker missing 1. It's about 1 prop slipping a bind. I should know, it happened to me a couple of years ago. Put Bath out. It's tiny, tiny margins. Everything's got to go right.
Well, the way the cards have fallen and stacked up on this semi-final Saturday, I think we're in for an epic afternoon of knockout rugby. And part 1 of this 2-part thriller was at Franklin's Gardens, with the defending champions Northampton up against Saracens. A commentary team with Ben Kay, Ugo Monya and Alistair Eakin.
RC Tuala starts at fullback over James Wilson, and Luca Burrell will relish his matchup with Brad Barrett. Up front, all the muscle men return after resting against the Tigers. Alex Corbisiero has come in for a little bit of stick, as has the skipper Hartley, about recent form. There's no better time or place to prove their class than a Premiership semi-final at the Gardens. Jamie George starts. Sculpt Brits, one of those who's had to withdraw late from the bench through illness. Maro Itoje fielded at blindside, fresh from his first senior England call-up. And having watched Charlie Hodgson steer the ship for most of the season, Owen Farrell is back at the tiller. Chris Ashton hasn't been well this week. He's benched, and Chris Wiles is starting. Tuala still being treated, and Wigglesworth managing the Saracens' exit. A little bit of confusion in the ranks there from Saints, but it is taken by Elliott. Bit of a mix-up there with Ken Pesey. And there will be some nerves jangling around this afternoon in Northampton. So much on the line here. It took 100 minutes, of course, to separate these two in last year's final. Here's Itoje, the man of the moment. So much has been spoken of him in recent weeks. A first call up to senior England duty, of course. Good line speed from Northampton, forcing the ball out on the bounce to Strettle.
Just a lot of space in that backfield there, with Tuala actually going down.
Fabulous chase from Taylor. It's been gathered, and Strettle will score. Saints stunned.
Okay, I'm not going to check that.
Are we going to see a little bit of checking going on here?
Northampton flew out of the line. We're just checking whether they're onside. There's nothing wrong with that for me.
Yeah.
Onside.
So try, yeah?
Yes.
So we're going to need to... No, we're not going to need to do anything. It's Strettle's try. So the conversion is a difficult one. RC Tuala will play no further part by the looks of things. He's heading off, and James Wilson is coming on. And that is outstanding from Owen Farrell. So another bite at the cherry. Alan Clark this time.
Well, they've lost 3 players at the front, 4 players at the front. Saracens are in real trouble now. Northampton can't quite get set up. Jamie George doing a really good job. Now the heat comes on.
Even Jamie Elliott's in there lending his weight to proceedings, and some of the rest of the back division are piling in as well. All power.
Penalty coming.
Penalty on its way.
Possibly a yellow card.
It's going to be a yellow.
Well, you just wonder whether Vunipola might have been shown a yellow had it not been the first line-out drive of the game.
Clark again.
And Saracens just need to be careful, don't lose people at the front. Northampton will come round to the right, open side. Manoa just waiting for a few reinforcements before he makes the move.
Sanu Manoa eyeing the try line.
He's looking for line, he's going to make a play.
He's waiting, he's biding his time. Barrett is in there to stymie him.
He's over.
It's a penalty score. Greg Garner wasting no time, having given the yellow already. All the pressure has told. Saints on the ball.
Good patience. Look at Manoa, he wants to go, but he wants to wait for people to come on his right shoulder. Christian Day fills that hole, but watch Farrell come in underneath there. You can see the number 10 shirt fold in underneath. And the referee believed, had he not done that, Northampton would have gone over the line.
Level pegging, 7 points apiece. And the longer the delay, sometimes the greater the confusion, but the operation is a slick one from Sarries. Wilson for PC. Barrett marching him backwards. Manoa. Wilson clobbered by Taylor. And it earns them the penalty. That tigerish defence.
Saracens always have a good kick chase. And the hit results in a turnover. Really good attacking defence.
Never in doubt from Owen Farrell, a proven performer in these big games. And the Saints can capitalise. PC for Hartley. Ma'afu running a rather lazy line there that some Surrey supporters didn't like all that much. Myler keeps that alive, and the penalty is Saracens.
If that ball comes out of the back door from Myler, Duplessis knows that PC's away, so he has to make the tackle. The referee sees it, and a chance to reverse those 3 points.
The second most points in the Premiership this season, in behind Andy Goods. Stephen Myler draws Saints level. Such is the impact of home crowds. Look at this man on the run. The only way to go is low, and that's what Hartley did. Now he's going again with the brother, Vunipola the elder, Farrell. Saracens warming to their theme here as they approach the 22.
Vunipola stayed down. The referee just wants to check whether there are any arms in the tackle from Dylan Hartley.
Yeah, not rolling away. Greg Garner's been quite hot on that so far.
Very difficult to wrap your arms there. He's attempting to, yes. He makes contact with his forearm. He's definitely attempting to make a good tackle there. That's brilliant defence from Hartley.
It's a great tackle.
Heading towards the break. Saracens nose in front by a whisker. Woods wrapped up by Cruz. Mafu with the clear out. Myler. PC. Burgard.
What a hit! Oh, he's been penalised for not rolling away.
I mean, look at this. Bang! I mean, Ken Peace is a powerful man.
Easy enough. 13 points apiece. Way too tight to call. Absolutely enthralling. Farrell gets us underway in this second half. Twickenham the prize next Saturday. 40 minutes to define their season. Interested onlookers. Laws makes no mistake.
Northampton have got away with that because the ball actually hit the floor and then they picked it back up, which means the players in front would have been in an offside position and they get the penalty. They'd already secured a penalty, to be fair. Yeah, the ball touching the floor, because it's then picked up from a player behind and he goes in. He's now got players in front of him obstructing, but the referee already had his arm out when the ball was dropped for an infringement.
Yeah.
100% so far this afternoon for the Saints number 10. Cruz at the tail. Vunipola well set. The Saracens well set.
Now Wiles is joined. That's a really good position. Let's get past the ball.
They're over. They've got what they came for. It's Jamie George at the bottom of the heap. And Saracens reassert their authority in this semi-final.
Look how many movements they have. You wouldn't usually expect that line-out drive, but what they're trying to do is create confusion. And look how late Northampton are in to set up, because they've lost players at the front, and now all the backs come in. They're getting past the ball, and they come round to the right. Northampton lose 4 players onto the floor, and there's only going to be one result. Really good, smart score.
Excellent strike. A really high quality strike from Farrell. 20 points to 16. Just a little more than half an hour left to play.
A good response from the Saints crowd. They know this is a pivotal 20 minutes now for their team.
Little burst here from Wiles. And he's spat out the washing machine. The advantage is there. There's a penalty coming. Farrell again goes to the boot. Ken Pesey watches it carefully. It's a very good take, but it won't matter. The penalty will be awarded regardless.
They're not rolling away penalty that goes against Stevenson, but it's actually the fact that he takes the scrum half space. You can't do that. Although he's rolling away, you can't put off the scrum half from trying to play the ball. Wigglesworth makes the most of it. Secures this shot for Farrell.
Well, these are nervous times, but they are also times for a cool head and a calm temperament. And Owen Farrell has both of those in spades. Laws gathers.
Vunipola's got his arm on the ball, but he's going to get lost if the ball does come back. There he is, he's just a passenger now, he's facing the wrong way. Extra support needed from Elliott. It comes, it's a try.
It's Tom Woods. It's Tom Woods' try. Something of a speciality of his in these big, raw fixtures.
They lose the fronts of Saracens around the corner. Now they're all facing the wrong way. They're going backwards. And then Foto Alihi gets Elliott to go in where he's needed, joins in himself. And then when that happened,